Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is the Mindset Mentor Podcast with Anosong. I am your host. Now, in the interest of those of you who are just joining us today, the Mindset Mentor Podcast is just a tool to help you, make that little shift that you need from, a negative thought process to a positive thought process that can accelerate you to your place of greatness. And very quickly, I'm going to go into why we are here today. The topic is going to be called Strength Does Not Necessarily Have to Come from Winning. Yes, it's true that we all want to win. The reason why we are all over the place struggling so hard in life is because we want to win, and we want to be known as winners. And it's also important for us to understand that in so many situations, we have already won. We won before we started because we had confidence. We were resilient enough to go through the obstacles that situation brought upon us on the journey towards our wins. So it's important to understand that strength doesn't necessarily have to come from winning. When you go through a very tough situation in life, you struggle so hard to get a job. You have no dime in your pocket. You have to go and come back. You have to face all the rejections. You have to face people who tell you are not worth it. You have to starve and trek and all of that. Then you still walk up with your head torn, hoping that it's going to be better, hoping that tomorrow comes forth with a new opportunity for you to, strive and get what you want out of life. You see, that situation is what is called strength. You are in a relationship where you have invested all that you own in this world, but physically, spiritually, financially, and, mentally, you have invested your all into that relationship. You've been there, done that, and the next thing you heard was somebody getting up and telling you, I don't want to be with you again because I think there's something better out there for me, and I don't think we can continue with this relationship. And you cry as much as possible. You get up, you wiped up your tears, and you started a new journey. You see, that day is strength. You go through pregnancy all by yourself, give birth to a baby, nurse that baby all by yourself, no father to support you. Midnight, baby starts running temperature. You have to get up all by yourself to pat the baby to ensure that the temperature does not explode. You get up, drive your car, take your child to the hospital, midnight, run around to make sure that child is properly taken care of, get back very early in the morning, drop the child, get to the office, start work, come back home, take care of your baby, and prepare for your job the next day. You see that there, that is strength. There's no other winning that can be more than this. And this is the same reason why I keep telling you that strength does not necessarily have to come from winning. There is no one to support you with your rent. You have no car to drive. You're not sure of the next meal for yourself and your kids. And you are hopeful that tomorrow is going to bring better things to your life. Things will change. You get up every morning. You prepare to get something doing just to bring food to the table so you can support your family. That right there is strength. You had so much hope you were going to get through with that job interview. You did everything possible. You read as much as possible, did the exams, you passed the exams. You had no dime in your pocket. You had to borrow money to get to your job destination. You did everything that you needed to do. You were 100% sure that job was going to be yours. And you got to the job interview. At the end of the day, they called you and they said, that we cannot take all of you. We have selected the candidate we think we want to have in this job or organization. Then you get out of there, you get home, you feel as bad as you could feel, and you get up the next morning try to get money from your next neighbor to go for the next interview. That, I tell you, is strength. You have younger ones who are all married. They are doing very well in their matrimonial home. You are still in your parents' house, and they call you for omugo here and there. They call you for different kinds of events in their matrimonial homes, and people look at you as if there is something wrong with you that is making you not to be married at your age. But every day you get up, you take your bath, and you do the things that you need to do. You go out there, you walk up with your head tall, hoping that God is going to answer you one day. My sister, that is strength. You need to give yourself some accolade. You need to cut yourself some slack. You need to understand that our destinies are different, just as our faces are different. And sometimes when we go through these rough edges in life, God is preparing us for something that is really, really great. And for you to continue to, move smoothly, you must understand that you have got the capacity. You are strong enough to be where you are, and God chose you for a reason, because you have a very, very great destiny. Do not give up on yourself. Do not feel weak. Do not feel that your strength has left you because you are not where you are supposed to be. Do not think that you are not winning because you have not achieved your goal yet. You need to know that you have exhibited so much strength. You are stronger, better than you can ever imagine. For everything you have gone through in life, you're still standing tall and looking up and even looking at this teaching because you have got strength. You got out there for an audition. You had to travel 24 hours to the destination of your audition. Before you left home, your mother had to loan money for you. Your father had to pray with you. They held your hands because they thought that you would make it. And you got to the audition, you gave in your very best, and you were not selected. You had to pick up the telephone and call your parents to tell them you were not selected, and told them that, Mom, Dad, do not worry. I'm still going to go forth with other auditions before I come back home. That is strength. One of the reasons why we are not doing, we are not walking to the capacity that God has placed on us is because we look down on ourselves. We do not, appreciate the strength that God has put in us to push. A lot of young people may never be able to push as much as you are pushing. And there are other young people who are so resilient that have done 10 times more than what you have done. Like I told you this before, our faces, the way our faces are different, so are our destinies. The other person may make it in 5 days, the other person may make it in 10 years, and the other person may make it in 40 years. It is all of God. But keep going and keep pushing, and never ever give up on yourself. And never you put yourself in a place where you begin to think as though you have not done enough, and that is why you're not where you're supposed to be. And begin to think that you are powerless. You've got no strength to carry forward because you have not won. This is the same reason why I'm telling you that strength does not necessarily have to come from winning. When you go through the rough edges of life and you still come out strong with your head tall, looking people in the eyes and telling them what you think is the truth, and telling them that you have got the capacity to do better than you are doing now, and explaining to them that you are resilient enough and you have the determination to get to where God wants you to get to with no fear or favor. That is strength, and that is because you are going to get to that place where God wants you to get to. I do not understand what you're going through. Yes, it's rough. A lot of people, young people, are going through so much. But I'm here to encourage you today that, in searching for that place where God wants us to be, honestly, it's not always easy. But you need to know that you will get there. Never you forget that you have won already because you have got all the strength in the world right there in you to be the best that you can be. I want to use this opportunity to thank you. I appreciate you for being a part of this channel. If you are returning back to my channel, I say thank you. Kindly hit the subscribe button if you like my video. Give this video a thumbs up and please share. I appreciate you a great deal. Leave a comment, please. Thank you.